everyone, how's it been? The recent ban list and release of Extreme Force is about to shake up the format. As a result, you might want to prepare yourselves for the new contenders of the top decks that circulate the meta. Kicking things off, we have Spirals. It's obvious that this would be in the top 5 even after the limitation of Resort. However, although Spirals lose most of their protection from being targeted, I still think that they will find their way to top many big events to come. We all thought the emergency ban list hitting Quick Fix and Drone would ruin the deck, and yet Spirals continue to top despite the so-called setback. I have no doubt that we'll continue seeing Spirals running about. It will be interesting to see how Spiral players incorporate some cards that recently came off the ban list, such as Reborn and Judgement, as well as trying to adapt to the format by adding in unexpected tech such as Pseudospace. Spirals was so good going second, and I think that they can keep things up even if Maxi is gone. Gammas are now more accessible than ever. Moving on, we have 60 card Infernoid. You thought I was going to say 60 card Zombie Lightsworn, weren't you? Well, through playtesting before and after the ban list, using a wide variety of decks, Infernoids have just been so difficult to handle. In fact, I don't think I've ever beaten Infernoids as of recent. They are so strong, being able to negate multiple cards. They can remove monsters from your graveyard, and they just have huge beaters that will be hard to get over in general. Sure, they have to tribute another of their own monsters to activate the negates, but it's easy for them to cater to such a weakness and find an efficient way to circumvent this obstacle. Instead, I'm giving 60 card Lightsworn Zombie an honourable mention, as it is still good but not good enough. Next off, we have Paleozoics. This deck is very annoying to deal with ever since the Zoo format, and the only reason players stopped using them is because Spirals had Resort, which stopped any targeting. A good number of Paleozoics targeted their opponent's monsters, so due to the prevalence of Spirals, it was just slowed down to the point where they weren't worth playing at major events. Now that Resort is at 1, Paleozoic players will start to have more confidence in this deck's capabilities, thus making some sort of comeback. At number 2, we have Tricksters, which is no surprise considering they slipped by the ban list without a single graze. Reincarnation still at 3, I think we all know why I still put this above Infernoids and Paleozoics. Tricksters are already good to begin with, and seeing as nothing happened to them on the ban list, they don't really need to adapt to the format, they simply get stronger. Now, for number 1, although Skullcrobat Joker and Double Iris Magician just suddenly got banned from Unlimited, there is now the new Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. This card is insane. There are already YouTube videos of insane combos without the need of Skullcrobat or Double Iris. This deck will now make the top spot here, as they will continue to outplay every other deck mentioned before. Time Pendulum Graph is still at 3, which makes this easy to disrupt your opponent's plays. Maxi is no longer there to stop any extended plays as well. Pendulum Magicians are set on a path where they will top a lot more often than you would expect. I hope to hear your opinions on the top 5 decks of this format. I would give some honourable mentions, but there will also be a top 5 rogue decks of this meta where most of them will appear on that list. Stay tuned for that, as it will have more details discussing the weaknesses of the decks in this video. Hope you guys have a great day, I'll see you next time.